There are places on the planet Earth where the distant past and the future seem to walk along the same path. This is one of them. Perhaps 100 million years or so ago, a dinosaur went for a stroll along here and left these tracks. Most of them have been removed and taken to museums, but these few remain. Not long after these tracks were made, the dinosaur and his contemporaries throughout the world lay down and died, as all living things must. And the sun's energy, inherent in their tissue and the tissue of all forms of plant and animal life around them, became fossil fuels: coal, gas, oil. The energy sources that have powered the progress of man. But there's a problem. There just haven't been any dinosaurs along here for a long, long time, or anywhere. And all the energy stored since their time could become as extinct as the creatures who made these tracks. There simply aren't enough fossil fuels to power the continued progress of man. So here in Texas, on a tributary called Squaw Creek, they're planning to build a stand-in for fossil fuels, a nuclear power plant for the generation of electricity. It's one of more than 200 that will be in operation all over the country by the early 1980s. Some people say these plants will be the ruin of us all. Others claim they're a solution to many of our problems as a nation and a people. This film will explore the real issues of nuclear power, without the emotionalism with which they are usually clouded. Why are we building nuclear power plants? What are the alternatives? How safe are they? What effect will they have on the environment and the public? These are the questions we shall explore, now that the dinosaurs are gone.
Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but blue skies from now on. I never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly by. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. blue days, all of them gone. Nothing but blue skies from now on.
Takes a lot of people to run an exotic animal park, you would suppose, but there is one in the Bosque River Valley near Clifton that owes its existence largely to the efforts of one man.
A.C. Parsons grew up in Waco, about 40 miles southeast of here. His dad died when A.C. was a little boy. He quit school early and went to work. He had 2 paper routes for a while, one in the morning, one in the evening. He was a Vicks salve salesman and he seined minnows. He picked cotton. He pulled a lot of cotton. He moved to Fort Worth and went to work for General Dynamics on the B-36 assembly line. He worked his way up and got laid off. On his way home, the same day he lost his job, he saw a couple of men sheetrocking a house. He stopped to ask them if they needed help. The year was 1958.
They said no, they didn't need any help, but this guy had another house that he'd let me sheetrock. So sure enough, I went and talked to the man's name was Mr. Dillard out in White Settlement in Fort Worth. I went and talked to him, and he said, yeah, you can sheetrock it. I watched him sheetrock there a little bit, and I sheetrocked his house. And from then on, Mr. Dillard wanted me to do all of his houses because I did him a good job. And it went from there. And then I worked in Fort Worth there for a while, moved to Waco, where it was my hometown. There's a lot of building going on there, and then I was the only guy in this area that did that type of work.
A.C. has done very well. He bought this ranch, or 640 acres of it, in the late 60s. It's 1,400 acres now. He had this in mind as a family retreat. It has blossomed into a little more than that. He put a few exotic animals on it, and then a few more. He visited some wild animal parks around the country, especially a couple of them in Missouri, and decided to pull out all the stops. A.C. supervised the building of 7.5 miles of road through his ranch. And he stocked it with a couple of thousand creatures of all kinds. It's a place where people and animals can look each other over. But A.C. has more than just a park here.
I do a lot of breeding here. We're reproducing a lot of animals. And we're shipping back animals to countries that they're no longer. The black buck antelope, we're shipping back to India, trying to restock them. They do real well here in Texas. We raise a lot of birds. We raise a lot of ostriches, emus, and rheas. I started with just handfuls of different species. Now I've got herds of them.
A.C. is something of a Pied Piper in a pickup, and when the animals hear him coming, some come running. Some take their own sweet time, and you don't argue with them.
Kind of watch behind you there. Them bulls, they may butt you.
Some animals are more exotic than others. A.C. has plans for his Siberian tiger Tigger.
He's on a breeding loan to us. He comes from people here in Texas that raise cats. We're going to try to keep him docile. His dad's 600 pounds, and we want to use him for TV work and just keep him where we can handle him.
The big cats might prove hazardous to the health of residents of and visitors to the ranch, humans and other animals, and so they are kept to themselves.
Kitty, kitty, kitty.
There are a couple of real Baylor bears here, Abner and Daisy Mae, transfers from the Waco campus, and nobody has to ask them whether they'd like to be Peppers too. The Tonkawa Indians spent a lot of time in this region a little over a century ago, and except for the wild and wide variety of animals, the area hasn't changed much. AC likes all kinds of animals. The elk may be his favorite, but he doesn't say that too loudly around Snooper.
She goes everywhere I go. She's my bodyguard. She's little, but she makes a lot of noise. She's fought everything from a lion to a tiger. She fights the bears. Growl at him, Snooper, growl at him. A mean dog.
It's so quiet it doesn't even have a last picture show. But Crawford, Texas, population 651, does have one full-time policeman, one very lovely waterfall, and one blinking traffic light. A cup of coffee costs just 40 cents, and a haircut, $10 for men and women.
Great Shapes. Hold on just a minute.
At Great Shapes, Crawford's only beauty parlor, they're thrilled the new neighbor is the president-elect.
He's living in our town, and I think it's an honor. Crawford gets on the news quite often.
The ladies agree. Crawford is no longer a sleepy backwater town.
I was in New York City, and they knew Crawford, so that was pretty exciting.
Kirk Baird's diner hums when the president-elect comes to the ranch.
Well, we get, 10, 20% boost when he's in town.
Local driving range owner Danny Garvin is cashed in, selling Bush buttons and keepsakes. Diane Moore is trying to cash in. She's not only prepared a calendar, She's also prepared to rent you her home.
It's out in the country. It would be a novel treat for some city folks.
Not that change is necessarily for the better. Ever since Jimmy Carter was elected in 1976, residents of Plains, Georgia, have been coping with change and tourists.
The thing that I don't like is they have messed up completely our downtown area. Now, you might not want to tell those people in Texas that.
Still, change is coming. The new neighbor has invited Crawford's high school band to play at the inauguration. Politically, the landscape is already different. Mr. Bush carried this one-time Democratic stronghold by a 4-to-1 margin. But Crawford plans to still retain its identity.
I really don't think the character of the town will change. The people want to still be who they are.
Down at the railroad station, there's people getting on. Some are going north and some are going south. I'm just going to be gone. Some people are born to be takers, others just want to give. Some people live just to love, but I just love to live. Well, I was just born to be exactly what you see, nothing more or less. I'm not the worst or the best, I just try to be exactly what you see. Today and every day, I'm just me. When people say that life is rough, I wonder compared to what? Some are wanting more and more's are getting less. I just want what I've got. Some want to live on a hill, others down by the sea. Some want to live inside high walls. I just want to live free. Well, I was just born to be exactly what you see, nothing more or less. I'm not the worst or the best, I just try to be exactly what you see. Today and every day, I'm just me. Well, I was just born to be exactly what you see. Today and every day, I'm just me.
Good morning. This is March 3rd. I'm Tasha Lobato for The Scope. Davidian sect cult members are still holding up in their Waco compound. Our own Anlo Sepulveda went to the central Texas city to get the update.
It all started last Sunday here in Waco, just down this road, when Davidian sect members refused to allow federal agents to search the premises. The result was a violent shootout, leaving 4 federal agents dead. Waco television reporter John McLemore and his cameraman D.C. Malone followed a hunch which led them to the scene just as the raid begun. They shot video footage of the incident, which has been shown by all 3 networks and CNN. They also drove the officers to safety in their news van. Reporter John McLemore tells his story.
While the shooting was going on, there was one group that was pinned down, a group of agents pinned down behind this shed, and they asked us if we could get to our truck and call for ambulances. So, of course, I said, no problem. Started running to the truck, and I started getting shot at, and I was thinking, hey, man, I'm with the media. I don't even have a gun, but who cares? So they were shooting at us, and I jumped in the truck. A couple of bullets ricocheted off the top of the truck. I just jumped in head first and said, man, now we're in trouble. Called my news director at KWTX and said, look, get all the ambulances you can get out here. This thing is broken loose, and it is ugly.
While McLemore was getting an ambulance, his cameraman D.C. Malone was getting video.
First 10, 15 minutes, it was the job. Get the video, get the shots. That's why I'm there. But then you starting to see agents falling and getting killed, and the news unit getting hit, and bullets hitting the ground at your feet and flying over your head. You begin to think, no, wait a minute, there's something more to this than the job. I have 2 small children, and they kept going through my mind. And for the first 45 minutes, it was just constant firing. You couldn't tell if it was coming or going.
As of Monday, all authorities can do is wait it out. I'm Arnold Sepulveda reporting for the Scope in Waco.
Hello, I'm Grant Taft, head football coach at Baylor University. I'd rather have a few good men than a stadium full of also-rans. So a man has to be special to wear one of these on my team. It takes a special man to wear one of these too. It's a Marine Corps Reserve helmet. It's for a few good men who can live up to the distinguished record of the Marine Corps Reserve, the Peacekeepers. If you think you're a cut above the average, then the Marine Corps Reserve may be just what you're looking for. You can earn the special distinction of being a Marine during a paid recruit training camp where you'll receive the same top-notch training as a regular Marine. Then you'll go home to your own community, a reservist, a better man for the experience. The Marine Corps is looking for a few good men to join its peacekeeping team. Think about it.
Waco, Texas is proud of its Baylor University. Proud, too, of many other things. Its flourishing enterprise, which permits its citizens to enjoy such pleasant things as fine golf courses, complete with this handy gadget for getting from green to green without the usual wear and tear on the golfer's feet. Proud, too, of its 4-H club, earnest youths training for the realm of agriculture. Texas and the world must be fed, and this great district has achieved an enviable position through catering to that need. Here the soil is rich, and the grower may plant any one of varied crops with assurance of a rich yield. Lucky farmer is he who lives and works and prospers in the Waco territory.
I'm going down to the Greyhound station, gonna get a ticket to ride. Find a big fat lady with 2 or 3 kids and sit down by her side. Ride till the sun comes up and down around me about 2 or 3 times. Smoking cigarettes in the last seat. Try to hide my sorrow from the people I meet and get along with it all. Go down where people say, oh, sing a song with a friend. Change the shape of our men. And get back in the game, start playing again. I'd like to stay, but I might have to go to start over again. Might go back down to Texas, I might go to somewhere I've never been. Get up in the morning, go out at night, and I won't have to go home. Get used to being alone, and change the words of the song. Start singing again. I'm tired of running around looking for answers to questions that I already know. I could build me a castle of memories just to have somewhere to go. Count the days and the nights that it takes to get back in the saddle again. Feed the pigeons some clay, turn the night into day, and start talking again when I know what to say. I'm going down to the Greyhound station, gonna get a ticket to ride. Find a big fat lady with 2 or 3 kids and sit down by her side. Ride till the sun comes up and down around me about 2 or 3 times. Smoking cigarettes in the last seat. Try to hide my sorrow from the people I meet and get along with it all. Go down where people say, oh, feed the pigeons some clay. Turn the night into day. And start talking again when I know what to say.
What is so different about education at State Tech? Certainly there are classrooms just like on any campus, but there are also laboratories directly related to different technologies and vocational courses. Students have hands-on experience.
And through the State Board of Education to do a lot of changing of these things.
Now your potatoes need to be diced about 1/4 inch cubes. Then we'll saute them on the oven before.
They learn by doing as well as from books. They are taught by instructors who offer the best of the academic and the technical world.
Coherent beam of red light. I'm going to put this lens tissue out here. You have to raise up your goggles and you can see the red beam.
And State Tech has remained responsive to the needs of all students, whether they have just graduated from high school or are older men and women who need to update their knowledge or even acquire a new skill to move them into the good life.
Let's use
Just as students vary, so do the individual goal. Some students participate in skill development courses which require a year or less of study. Others enroll in technician training programs which require 2 full years of study. And there are specialized programs designed to train technical teachers, counselors, and administrators for various educational systems. These specialized courses of study require 4 years or more.
Now let's move down to see how the engine transfers.
Students learn their skills on modern, up-to-date machinery and equipment, much of it donated by various industries who have a vested interest in providing top-notch training tools for technicians. The students also have access to a top-flight information and reference material system. These commitments to excellence have paid off handsomely for students, for State Tech, and for Texas industry.
Ya todo se me acabó, no me puedo resistir. Si voy a seguir sufriendo, mejor quisiera morir. Yo voy vagando en el mundo sin saber a dónde ir. Los años que van pasando, no me canso de esperar. Y a veces que estoy cantando, mejor quisiera llorar. ¿Para qué seguir sufriendo si nada puedo lograr? Las nubes que van pasando se paran a lloviznar. Parece que se sostienen cuando a mí me oyen cantar. Cuando a mí me oyen cantar, se paran a lloviznar. Parece que alegran mi alma con su agua que traen del mar. Yo les digo a mis amigos, los que les gusta tomar, que nunca se den al vicio que los pueda dominar, que en este mundo tirano hay que sabernos tantear. Las notas que estoy cantando me nacen del corazón y con todo sentimiento las pongo en esta canción para ver si así descansa este pobre corazón. Las nubes que van pasando se paran a lloviznar. Parece que se sostienen cuando a mí me oyen cantar. Cuando a mí me oyen cantar, se paran a lloviznar. Parece que alegran mi alma con su agua que traen del mar.
Some people from Norway settled in 1854 on the banks of the Bosque River at a place that became the town of Clifton. Some of the relics of the early pioneer days are preserved there now in the county museum.
Clifton had a couple of schools called Clifton Academy. The first one was chartered in 1860. Then Norwegian Lutherans established a four-year school in 1896 and called it Clifton Academy. Clifton Junior College was established in 1922, and space was set aside in the administration building's basement for the museum collection. Clifton College merged with Texas Lutheran College of Seguin in 1954, and the Clifton Lutheran Sunset Home provided the land and the building for the museum. The Bosque Memorial Museum collection was started by Jacob Olson, one of the town's earliest settlers. Olson came to Texas in 1858. He collected everything from arrowheads to farm equipment to books. The museum collection has grown to include a large display of Indian artifacts. There is one room devoted to pioneer life in Bosque County. There is a collection of dolls. There is a bottle collection and a rock display, and there are many old photographs. But most of what is here was collected by the settlers who came from Norway. The Norwegian immigrants settled first in East Texas in the late 1840s. Hard times forced them to move to this area a few years later.
They brought very few possessions with them because many of them brought big chests, and this is all that they could carry with them from Norway. And we try to show people how the Norwegians lived in this area when they first arrived. We have their cooking utensils, their bread boards. We have their children's clothes that were handmade. Some of the furniture that they made for their homes. And then we move on to the Victorian era. We have a piano from one of the early recreation halls, an organ from a pastor's home. Both of these instruments have been recently restored. We have collections of dishes. People brought these things with them when they came from Norway. They had a desire for refinement, even though their lives here were very crude.
The Bosque County Museum is open on Sunday afternoons from 2 to 5 and other times by appointment. There is a small admission fee. That's in Clifton. It's about 45 miles northwest of Waco on State Highway number 6. I'm Ray Miller, and I hope you'll be back with us at the same time next week to see some more of Texas.